So you could simply pull this down and you can simply click it here and it'll do the same thing as if going into layer properties. So let's go ahead and just do this right there. So turn them all off, right? I could lock them. I could set it. Oh, one thing I should have said too, if you're not in a command, like right now I'm not in a command, if I come up here and I change it to object heavy, that's now my current layer. I didn't mention that before. So that's just like going in here and double clicking to give it the green the green check mark. So if you're not in a command, if it just says type a command in your command bar and you come up here to the layer drop down and I pick 0, now I'm on layer 0. So that's one way to change your current. The other one is under properties. So I could change it here. If I go to object center, you notice how it changes up here. That's because that's now my current layer. Okay? So these little guys right here, these are shortcuts to go layer off, layer on, isolate, unisolate. Okay? So I'm going to show you what these kind of do. So if I go layer off, or I type lay off, what do you think it's going to do? Just turn off that layer. And I could go one by one and turn off layers. So now I only have my text layer. Right? So in order to turn them all on, you simply click the one below or you type lay on. Bam, they're all back, right? Another way to do it is the layer isolate or layer ISO. So if I click here or I simply type lay ISO, and these are commands I literally use every single day, all day, because we have, 40 something layers in our drawing and you're trying to navigate through them all, right? So if I do isolate and I just want just the text, I click on the text and I hit enter. Now I only have the text layer on. How do I get rid of it? Simply hit the one below it and it's layer uniso. So the shortcuts for those, for lay off, is LAYOFF. So that'll simply turn them off as I go through, right? Then if I want them all to come back, lay on. So, and then to isolate, LAYISO. Pick the logo, whatever, the text. To unisolate, LAYUNISO. Okay? Good so far? Trust me, you guys will use this. Once you start using it, you're going to realize that it really helps, especially when you start drawing with layers. And you actually put the objects and the lines on the layer as you're drawing, not just at the very end. You're going to see this makes drawing a lot easier. So freeze. If I freeze it, it's going to turn it off. Then if I thaw it out, I don't know why it's freeze and thaw. It just is. The difference is if I freeze it in object or in model space and I go to layout, it'll still appear in the layout. But if I turn it off, it's off in both. Does that make sense? Not really, right? Because we haven't even gone through layouts. We'll go through layouts. We got two more. The layer lock, obviously. Make current, so I could click this button and I could click that and it's going to change it to be current. You in the back, George, right? Yeah. Remember you were asking me if there's a way. There it is. Yeah. So, because he was saying something where I said, he said, can I use match properties? And I said no, because he wanted to match this one to this one. But the problem is, it's going to take all the properties. So the size of the text was different. The orientation was different. So
I just want to match the layer.
there's the way to just match the layer. I didn't even know it existed, to be honest. So was it match lay or lay match? Lay MCH. There you go. So those are all cool, like little functions within the layers. They'll help you out. Let's see if any other goodies are down here. No, we don't need any of that stuff. I don't want any of that. Previous? Nah. Change current. Well, we already have whatever. Layer walk. Yeah. So if we lock a layer and you want to change the fading. Oops. Come on. Damn, this thing is slow. There you go. So you can see that when a layer is locked, you can fade it out more if you want. That's just controlled here. It's just a graphic key. It's really not doing anything else. So, oops. Okay. Make sense? Sure, no sure? All right. So everybody save your title block, no matter if it's finished or not yet. Just save it. Nope. Okay. So we're gonna start a new drawing. Okay. So we're gonna do start over. Control, delete, save, close. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. So we're starting a new drawing. Cancel. Undo. So we start a new drawing. So now we're going to venture off into paper space and layouts. So this is actually where you print your drawings from. You don't print it from the model space. So down in the bottom left corner down here, everybody see where my mouse is? It says layout 1. So once you go ahead and click that, and you're going to see this is going to change.
Tell me how to save this thing one more time. I mean, I've already put in, title block plus Ellington, but what do I, just to make sure so I don't mess this thing up.
Just Control S and it'll save it already.
Oh, that's all right.
You'll see it at the bottom. It'll actually say drawing has been saved. Or at the top, I should say. I'm sorry. Your command line is.
Desk, educational version.
On the command line?
On the command line, it says save.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, so now I get out of this one.
You don't have to close. You can leave it open. I should save mine, I guess. Would help, right? Alright. So, in layout, everyone click on the layout command or the layout toolbar at the top. It's on the far right. It's only going to appear if you're actually in the layout. If you're in the model space, it's not going to appear. Yep. See up here at the top? Look at my screen. So yours is probably here. It's this one right here. Yep. And then go to Page Setup Manager. So all we're doing is I'm going to set up the print settings so that it prints in black and white. It prints on 11 by 17 paper. We're printing at 1:1 scale right now, so we don't have to change any of that stuff. But we're gonna get into the plot manager for this layout. Consider this layout a sheet of 11 by 17 paper, right? Just consider this layout. This is what you're looking at, right? So we're gonna go ahead and hit modify. Okay. For the name of the plotter, just because I just want it to work across anything that you guys work, I always like to print mine to a PDF before I print it. Number one, because it costs money. And number two, half the time I'm emailing my drawing anyways. So I'm going to have to create a PDF. So go ahead and change the name of the printer of the plotter to Adobe PDF. Hopefully it's preset in everybody's thing, because if it's not, then I don't know what we're doing. I mean, everybody's opened a PDF in their life, I guarantee it. You click on a link on a web page, and half the time it's a PDF now. Okay? Then down here on the paper size, we're going to scroll to 11 by 17. Okay? So in here, it says what to plot. So we want, in this case, we want to do plot the layout. But I just want to show you there is some other options. So there's a display, there's extents, there's the layout, and there's window. So there's different ways, but in this case, we're going to do layout. I'll show you kind of what the other ones are in a sec, but for now we're going to, for the page setup. The plot to scale, we want it 1:1. We want it landscape. These really doesn't matter for this instance right now. In the plot style table, everyone needs to click on the word none and scroll down to monochrome. So realize that every time that you open up a new drawing, that you're going to have to reset this in your layout. Okay? So
Where's the plot style window?
it's the plot.
To the right, plot options.
No, are you in layout?
Yeah.
And it's page setup. Look at where my mouse is on the screen. It's up here. Page setup. Click that button, and then hit modify,
Okay, none.
and hit monochrome. CTB. What is CT? Color table or something, I think. So I just want to show you guys, just so you know, within monochrome, you guys don't hit this because I don't want you guys to mess it up. Trust me, don't hit it because it becomes really, really hard. So I'm just showing you in here. So this is the settings for this plot style itself. So if I go in here, you can see color. And this is the color of my drawing on the left. This is the color that it's gonna print. So you can see color 1, black. Color 2, black. Color 3, black. Color 4, black. You see what I'm saying? So all of this is preset. So for instance, in my office, we've set up because sometimes we want to show colors. You know, you may want to have, like I said, you may have red for your revision or what have you, right? So you would actually come down, like for instance, you hit color 10, right? And I could go ahead and hit here, and I can hit red. And now, when I print in monochrome, anything with color 10 is actually going to show up red. So I would never modify monochrome. I would just save it as a new one and then start modifying it. So we're going to change that back to black, though, because I don't want to change it. And then remember I was saying here where I use these colors here and I actually make them gray. So you would do that here in screening. So what screening is, it's going to take 100% is a black line, right? 90% is a slightly lighter black line. 80% is even lighter, so forth, so on, all the way down to, I don't think 0 prints, but 1% will print. And if you understand anything about printing, when it's, even on a laser printer, it's just printing a bunch of dots right next to each other, right? So to get gray, you print black and you have spaces in between the dots. To get a black line, there's no spaces between the dots. So that's basically what it's doing. So screening is it's putting more space between the dots. But that's a way for you to get something to show up gray within monochrome, if you want. I'm not going to require you guys to do it. I just want to show you guys so you guys can understand what different things and how to change it. Like I said, if you go into an office, more than likely they're going to have a preset one. Ours is called monochrome oak it. Simple. Right? And basically I've set it up so that there's like red, blue, green, yellow. You could change all those colors because what we do is we use it for certain project types. We have a blue group, yellow group, orange group. So when it goes in the shop, they could organize without even looking at the title. They know, okay, this is part of the blue group. Just things like that. So, yeah. Are there any questions on kind of that table? Because I know there's a lot of information. You guys aren't really doing anything, but just want you guys to understand that why things are printing black. They're doing it for a reason because we're using the monochrome, right? You could use grayscale. Grayscale is going to take certain values like blue and make them really dark and yellow and make them really light. But you would actually have to come in here and we could go ahead and if we do grayscale and we go here and we click here. Some of these will probably be, I think it's probably these ones, right? One. Yeah, see, it's not even showing it. So it doesn't even have it set. Okay, so I lied. So it doesn't have it set. So, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use monochrome anyways. So, so that overall looks pretty good. It won't let you in this one. There's ways to add certain tags. For instance, like on this, because I printed it at my office, that has the date and the time and my 2 initials. That's because I printed it. It's just a way that without having to put like a date and time on every single drawing, because not everything's going for submittal all the time. So a lot of times people will put, which I think because it's educational version, it won't let you do it. But a lot of times when you're doing like, someone else wants to find the drawing that you're in, right? A lot of offices will actually put the location of the drawing right on the title, right on the bottom. So that if you drew it and he's got to go modify it because you're on vacation, right? Then he could go, oh, it's located here, and he could follow the file structure, literally go to the X drive and look under this folder and that folder. Bam, he could find it, he could modify it. So I'm just trying to think of like other things that may use, but it won't let me do it here. So anyways, hit OK. And you can see that your size of your paper changed because it went from 8.5 by 11 to 11 by 17. Then we're going to go ahead and close. Okay. So this white box here, that is actually a piece of paper. Consider it a piece of paper. You see the little dotted line? That's the dash line, I should say. Not a dotted line, a dash line. That is actually your offset that your printer has preset for Adobe. So I think in this case it's like a 1/4 inch. Anything outside of that little dash line isn't going to print. So that's why it's there. It's showing up there to help you. So that you need to make sure that if you're printing something, you want to see it, it better be inside of that line. Doesn't matter which printer you choose. AutoCAD comes preset, and you can change them. But you'd have to get into the properties and the custom paper sizes and all that kind of stuff. So for now, 1/4 inch is plenty. Okay? So in here, this little guy right here, it's called a viewport. So you've heard me say that word a couple times, right? So basically a viewport is referencing the model space or the drawing space. So if I come over here and I draw a bunch of rectangles, right? And I come back to layout. Now I could see those same rectangles. Let's turn off the grid so you can see it. Yeah. So you can see all the little rectangles that are in there, right? Okay. So the viewport, and you can have multiple viewports inside. I could copy it. Now I have 2 viewports on the same drawing, right? For now, we're just going to have 1. We don't need 2. The other time you guys will get 2 is when we're drawing details. Really, you probably put 2 or 4 on one page. Just depends on how big your detail is. Maybe your wall section or something. Maybe some elevations. We'll see. I don't know how big the scale is going to be yet. So this viewport here, we're just going to extend it all the way past just because I want it to go all the way past for now. And then, why am I? Yeah, going to layout. There we go.
Did you turn off control?
I'm sorry?
How do you turn off
Control G. In model space though. I'm sorry? Yeah, F7 does it too. Sorry. I always say Control G. Or there's a button down on the bottom. This one right here. This one. Or type in grid mode probably and it'll probably turn it off. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to insert our title block, right, into this drawing. Okay? So that's why I had you guys save it. So what we're going to do is we're going to type I, okay, which is shortcut for insert. You can type in insert, or I think it's under home, under somewhere right here. There it is. Insert block. Okay? So a dialog is going to come up. It's going to say, where do you want to put it? Right? Or what are you going to insert? So now, think of it this way. We're taking the drawing we just did, we're putting it inside this new drawing. So if we go back and we change the title block, and we come back to this drawing and it's update, we could update it, it'll update everything that you changed. So it's referencing each other. So they're linked together. Okay? So we're going to hit browse. Then wherever you guys saved your drawing, I said save it to the desktop just to make it easy for now. Right? Yeah. So does everybody see their title block right now? So go ahead and click it. Double click it, whatever. Okay? So now you can see here. Right? So there's different things I could do in here. I could do it on an insertion point, and I could actually type a value if I wanted to. I could do the scale. For this case, we're just going to do 1, but you could actually scale it. You could rotate it before you put it in, or you could rotate it after. And then you could also explode it. So right now when it comes in, it's going to be one object. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it in. Just okay. You can see it come in and it's floating. It's connected to your mouse, right? Okay? So now is where it gets really tricky, because if you type 0, 0, 0 and hit enter, it's actually going to put it at the dash line. So because it's referencing not the page 0, it's referencing the drawing space 0. Doesn't make any sense to me. It's just the way it works. So I already know that this is a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. So we're going to go up and type negative 0.25, comma, negative 0.25. And then you hit enter.
Oh, my layers are locked. They won't.
Your layers are
It
locked.
says attributes unlocked layers cannot be edited and won't be displayed.
This is because, so in your original drawing, the layer attribute is locked.
Right. So I need to go back in.
Yeah.
Alter that.
Yeah. So did everybody, when they inserted it, if you had an attribute in your drawing, did you get the prompt pop up?
Yeah.
So it looks like this? Kinda?
Drawing name. This is drawing name.
Yeah, if you only have the one, that's fine. But I just want to make sure that you guys understand this is why we did attributes, and this is not why we did plain text. Because now I could go in here, and I mean, so basically right now, all the defaults are probably just gonna. You guys probably will have sheet number scale drawn by, right? Like you don't have the default set. So we'll go ahead and we'll set the defaults. Probably on Wednesday we go through everything again. But so for now we're just gonna leave all the defaults. I'm not gonna change anything. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. So as you can see now, oh, C was off. Right? No, I'm on. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it is off a little bit. Hold on. No, it is off.
Yeah.
It was only. I was wrong. Maybe mine said different at work. Yeah, it's only an 1/8 inch. All right, so let's erase it. We're gonna do it again. It's good. Okay, good practice. So erase title block. Type in insert or I. You'll notice it's already there because you've already inserted it once. So go ahead and hit OK. This time type negative 0.125, comma, negative 0.125. I think that'll work.
125.
0.125. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Sorry, I guess mine's set differently.
Negative,
0.125.
comma.
Negative 0.125. My trim's just set different at work, so.
Okay. Enter.
And then just leave it as default, so just hit OK. It's fine. So you can see here now. I just have it's a block. It's inserted. It's something. It's just its own object, right? So let's say I went through all that, right, and I decided I wanted to change my attributes now. So I can simply go in here into this one here, which is the attribute block manager. So if I click that, I'm gonna make mine a little bigger here. You can see all of the attributes that are in here. So if I hit edit, it's actually going to edit the attribute. So, but what you're doing here is you're editing the actual attribute as it comes off. So it's going to save it back to the title block.
You're still in layout?
Yes. No, I went back to home. I'm sorry. I went back to the home tab.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
And then attribute.
So the real one that you actually physically want to change is this guy right here. Yeah.
My whole thing's not showing up on layout. It's not opening. I open it, it doesn't show up with my cursor.
Would you back now? Would you back now when you want negative 125?
Yeah, I deleted it all.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
This is where I'm at.
Little layout. Little layout. Sorry. Yep. Page
I
little.
see your
Oh, you already
graduation.
did that. Okay. Yeah,
I
you're
see
good.
your
Sorry.
graduation.
So do insert. I enter.
You graduated?
That one. Yep. Oh, see, but
I changed it though.
no, you're fine. No, you're good. Go ahead. Do it again. Yep. And then type in negative.
No, because it comes, every single thing is like drawing it. Because that's drawing.
No. Oh, okay. I'll show you. Because you said that the default you didn't change. That's all you didn't do. You didn't change the default. That's easy. Good change it. So, okay. Yep. 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 You're in model space within the layout. No. So hit escape. So go ahead and double click out. Now, see, because you inserted it, it's right there. Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Yep. Thank you. Okay. So does anybody else look at paper or model space inside of paper space?
So it's edit attributes?
Just negative 0.125 comma negative 0.125.
I did mine and
Do we need to do the edit attributes?
Probably. Yeah, go ahead. Click it.
I don't know.
Click it and then click the block.
Okay.
Click on any part of the block. Any part of it.
There.
Any of the green lines. Click any of the green lines. So now you can edit the attribute. So go ahead and just type your name on there. And it'll change on the bottom. You see how it's changed on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you could go and you can edit the attributes basically without reinserting the entire block.
So what I did was,
Where are you at?
okay, look at,
You just put it in the spot. You didn't do it.
well, I took it out, I undid it, right, when we did you go back to 125, negative 125? Okay.
So you get that negative.
Negative 120, that's positive.
Yes.
125.
No.
Point, you get, yeah, point 125.
0.125.
Yeah.
You did 125, 125. So if you hit that, edit attribute, and click anywhere on the box. No, on the block itself.
You double click?
There you go.
No,
Yep.
scan it, scan it.
Click it.
Can I press that again?
Type your name and the bottom will change.
Send again and then it'll.
So everyone, I want everyone to change the one prompt, the first prompt that comes up, just change it to your name. So go to edit attribute. It should be under home and right above the word block.
Okay. Apply,
So it's the one.
Single?
Yeah, that's fine.
you put apply or okay.
No, you gotta click it down. Select the block. Just click the block.
Change it.
Select the block.
Yeah.
Yep, right there. Yep. Yep. Type your name. And you'll see it's gonna change on here.
So just change your name.
Oh, no, sorry, escape out of that one. That's the wrong
Alright.
one. Escape. Escape.
I
So you can
did.
do this one. This one's gonna edit. Click the wrong
Like
one
that.
first. You're falling too close. Slow down. Yeah, go ahead, click anywhere on the box.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see number
And
is
you
your
put
very.
it, okay?
So scroll
What
up.
happens when I
Count
get
one.
there, so you
Just
type,
go ahead
okay?
and hit like sheet number. And then type in something there.
Alright, then, yeah.
Or type your name, whatever. You see how it's changing the box.
And like, alright, then.
That's all I'm
I'm outta
just
here.
showing you what happens when you actually change it.
You didn't do the numbers?
Yeah, about 20 minutes ago.
Oh.
Hey, can I still, in this mode right
Oh, it's
here,
medicinal marijuana, it's completely legal.
in this mode right here, can I still,
I can't stand that.
I can't do anything.
I think
You can, but you click on the where right here.
Yeah, you were
I have to
testing your.
really
you didn't put anything.
Younger.
You know how there were 3 rows?
Oh, we did.
Hi, Weave.
Oh yeah, that
Just,
was
you had to follow them, and then it would show.
I didn't put
I'll just find that. I won't send just.
Yeah, you
You can still change it right here.
They're gonna update it. Back in and redefine the file.
One's an actor, one's an
Okay.
leading.
Alright, so everybody save their file right now. And just save it like
Control S, right?
block insert test or something.
Block. Block, what did you say? Block and say?
Block. Insert text.
Test.
Test.
Yeah.
INSE.
Oh, you already saved.
Yeah,
Oh,
save
you're in
it.
the same.
Space
Insert.
T-E-S-T.
You spaced it?
I see. Why is it still there? Oh, it's gonna be there. Right? Yeah, one just, the one that's there. She says, fine, I'm taking you.
Boom. Go away.
Did you change
Give it
the,
away, darling.
the file type? No.
Okay.
Just save it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Block insert
You
text.
got this.
Block.
You just send this chick to us.
Test.
So what is it?
Test.
No?
Test.
Yep.
Test. T-E-S-T.
Page setup manager. Change everything like we did before to Adobe PDF. So far left, the second one. There you
She
go.
got a reason.
Oh, you
Modify.
did the,
She got a reason.
you
Change
changed
it to Adobe PDF under none.
Did I sleep last night again? Yeah, I think I did. I guess not, huh? No, I said, do
Great.
you know that I didn't sleep Sunday?
What is it? It crashed?
Sunday slept like 3 hours. Is it Labor Day? I didn't sleep at all.
See, it has the dots.
Oh, no,
You see the
no,
dots right
I
there?
just couldn't sleep.
You did the,
So you saved it, you closed
Tuesday.
it.
I forgot to take the off, honestly.
Are you ready?
But,
So you're saying you never asked?
I said Tuesday.
Oh, okay, so
I just, I just.
yes, more gone. It's a good
Huh?
like stomach.
yeah, that's, no,
Karen, are we ready to rock?
I just hope you don't. Just
Shit, shit, it's nuts.
no, you can't do it like that. Like
don't think
that.
about the moving either. Don't do that.
Do you need to take a picture of it?
Yeah, my son does. Yeah.
You go to section by
He's
section.
gonna eat it.
It's better than being in the mall.
No, see, now it's highlighting.
So you see how it
For me,
Yes.
but alcohol is worse.
Yeah, I know, but it's everything in your body.
Yeah, this guy's private, but you know,
So maybe you can actually die from, well, it's not the only thing, but you can actually die from.
yeah, no,
going to
alcohol
the-
is good.
What do you have something against you?
Don't worry, if you just go up here and go like that,
What the fuck? I'm just saying.
remember, anything that's inside is gonna get
Oh, you
highlighted.
are?
Yeah.
It's useful.
Slash real estate agent slash dental assistant. I know, it's funny, actually, you're gonna.
Slash inspector.
Huh? Dental assistant?
No, no, here.
So this is-
Because you get the guts, but it's just, yeah, you don't get the eyeball. It's gotta be initiated.
No, well, I'm not doing it anymore.
Wait, is what
I'm gonna do
it
it.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Don't close it, just go to the, change the
I
cat.
get interested in something, I'll go for it.
Which, at your job? Here, you guys might want to.
Well, no, I do it private sector, with the county, no. No, actually, I did this probably for an interview, yes, I mean, I keep, center for the.
Oh, cause you don't have the default.
The county?
You see how it's blank here? Blink, 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 blink. So, come here.
So you're like, okay, well, it's too much fight and
Actually,
joy. I'm not gonna say you will.
he's
It's
good.
not for everybody. I will say.
He
Do they
passed
have
away.
to? And also,
Yeah.
I like this pill that you take to help with. Do you have to register like before you go?
Oh, no, you can just be a social worker and then a licensed clinical social worker.
Oh,
No,
no.
no, it's just like it helps with drowsiness.
What do you mean register?
Yeah, do you? Yeah, go to see.
You have to be licensed.
Go to
No.
your, no, don't put it.
If you're like five.
Your name, I mean, that's, yeah.
Yeah, but I think
Okay,
it's
then double
Oh,
click.
five.
in your back pocket.
And then
Don't
just-
even organize it because it's hard to get into county. When you have a license,
You're
it's
probably
like,
Yeah, but this says a default.
It's good insurance.
We're trying to figure it out. You keep showing up like.
a therapist actually is like,
Yeah, it's like, okay. It's like you guys going?
Put a hole.
Yeah, but you're a psychiatrist.
Yeah,
You just have to pass, you just have to get your outline or your master's and then just
No, just
take a test.
Yeah,
Yeah, to be licensed.
right. Or leave you guys
Yeah,
started
that's it.
look it
Oh,
up.
my friend just made me, he just got his doctorate.
as a therapist.
Like, no.
Yes, they want to be a psychiatrist. Yes.
How does it work? Like you, what people do you
No, you gotta start like a 5 or 6. Yeah, you gotta get up and have
Right?
You're like, hey,
like with kind of like
Depression, anxiety,
yeah.
no, I understand that. Who do you see?
patients that go to get county services. So anybody who's, low income, they receive Medi-Cal, they go to, I used to work for one right here in Bryan, straight in Bryan.
That's a good one.
Did you want to do that?
So pretty much
So we do
you're
1 hour.
gonna see like low income.
Everywhere is market, county services,
County
poor
services
population.
to low income people.
Like what I do right now, I see everybody's low income, like I work for health services though.
And I put my name
I don't work for
instead of
individual.
Say it
design
again.
block or whatever we went. I put that my name.
65% of the day, it's big
So
work.
as a drawing man, it's not,
It's
it's
a lot of
already
verbiage, a lot of
Down here?
creativity.
Right,
I was in, when I helped them get jobs, I was an employment specialist with them. But, what do you do with UCLA?
Construction.
you get mine?
What do you do?
Yeah.
That didn't change. I put my
What do you do?
I'm
So
just
you
learning
went
to
to
sit.
Perfect?
No, supervisor got a job after this.
Oh, okay.
Check.
Yes,
So we're in
it's
Texas.
state, right?
Like the next thing.
State
Where
job.
is this like the
Oh, okay. The benefits.
The attribute.
But they get the, for, what is it when they take time off? Sick off?
The time on?
They cut time. So,
Do ATT.
what is it called when like the state or the federal government, they like,
Shut down?
yeah, they
Yeah,
order,
we're
look
not-
at that, you know?
Yeah, that's the one that you give it to.
Furlough days, when they come, furlough days.
Yeah, we went,
No.
oh no.
A friend of mine works for Cal State.
Even worse.
I know, I will go to the elder and say,
And he has,
applications, like,
he has.
Yes.
you sent me an application.
No, shoot, no. No, I just wanted to click on it.
I know, after my deal,
Double
the
down.
intern finally, because it shouldn't take that long.
I know there's
It's
a
not like
reason.
a, it's not like a county.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess I'm looking there for the answer.
Oh, that's why. See, you have drawing name, drawing name. You need to copy and paste the same thing. The great
But
stats.
it's.
Put project title.
Yeah.
Yeah, project title question mark. You just have to keep copying that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's why it keeps showing you the
No,
value.
delete that one. Leave that one the same.
Project title. That one.
I just signed up to.
Oh.
Something about the drawing.
That's why I was doing this.
It's just rejected.
Just put project title again.
Oh, and he's playing.
But really, it needs to be
And they want,
You put a question mark at the end.
they send them, I said, no, I will not.
And then just put project title.
No,
Project title.
I'm not gonna do that. I go to like everything on Skid Row.
And that's how it's
Sometimes
gonna
it's just wants to,
That's
just
just
like,
like
I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know?
you can't ensure it. I don't know
He was
why.
having the same problem. Cause did you open a new drawing when you first started it or no? Did you or no? Did you insert a new? Did you start a new drawing? You just put it back in the title block
Joshua,
again?
right? Joshua, you're gonna do my notes.
I think that's
I
why.
think I'm good. I haven't done some work. $50.
$250.
Yeah, it depends on how many hours it takes.
Hey, five, okay, five.
Just leave all, that's fine.
Just get me out of here
That's all
with
good.
the C and I'm good.
That's not the problem. So, if we go ahead. Oh, you were putting in other.
Yeah, because you just said it just.
Right, yeah, I guess it. But you were able to get it in there, you were able to insert the block on the layout, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the first time, and then we tried to do it again, and it said invalid. Because he had the.
He was inserted, because he was inserting it in his title, he was already inserting in the same file he's already in.
So.
You can't insert it in insert,
No, which one
you know
was
what I'm
it?
saying?
Ah, I can't.
That's what his problem was, he was inserting his title block in his title block.
Oh, okay.
So it's like infinite loop.
Okay. Also in this block editor. No, where's? So you can actually edit the block at the local level without destroying your original one. So if you hit here, this block edit right here, and I hit OK, you see now I'm open within a drawing within a drawing. So here, so let's just say,
Do that one more time.
so it's here, this edit, or it's right click, block editor. And you see it opens a new drawing within the block. So let's just say, like, I got all these lines over here, and that was just me because I had my layers and I was matching properties and all this stuff. So I could delete it.
We have to click the title block or whatever.
Yeah, that's the only block that's inserted right now. So then if I hit save block, and then I close the block editor, you see those lines are no longer there. So you don't have to go all the way back to the original block if you want to just change it. But remember, I changed it here, right? But if I go and open a new drawing and I insert the block again, those 3 lines are going to be there again because I didn't change the original native file. I only changed the block that's referenced in this one. So if you change it, if you edit the block within this drawing that's inserted in, it's not going to edit it in the original file. That make sense? Okay. Trying to figure out what the rest of these are, but you could also edit your attributes from the right mouse button click. So if I highlight the block, edit attributes, and it'll actually bring up the same. So it's showing me all the different ones. So if I wanted to draw an A2 and I wanted the project name to say ECT 16, you can see the change to A2 and ECT 16. So for Wednesday, I mean, if you have time between now and Wednesday, try to work on your title block. Try to get it as far as we can. We'll take about a half an hour, and then we're not going to spend any more class time on the title block. So get into the nitty gritty now. Time to have some fun.
For you,
Yeah.
confusing for me.
While you're here, you know,
Let me just give
the
me.
name down there, I can't, the title block, for drawing name, I had, it's on the second one, right, under block? So it's the block attribute manager.
No, not block attribute. Yeah, this. Yeah, you hit this and you hit this button here, right? Edit attributes.
Yeah.
Or did you hit the? No, just this one. Edit attribute.
Oh, okay, you said edit attribute.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, multiple or single.
I'll help you right now. So just remember that this title block you use it for all your projects for the rest of the semester. So rather than wanting to do it 10 times, just get it right the first time. So like I said, we're going to take about the first half hour of class to kind of look at it, and then during that time I'll kind of start talking about the first project, which is the one I showed you guys. And then probably the last half hour I'll let you guys start your drawing. So, but